After 10 years of marriage, my husband called me a useless housewife, in front of everyone, and mocked my earnings. I stayed quiet. That same night, I found his hidden bank account and sent a text. The next morning, his tales wouldn't stop. I was never the kind of woman who spoke loudly. Maybe people thought that meant I was weak, or just the sort of wife who kept a polite smile on her face and endured everything. I always noticed every detail, even the small things. Like the way my husband's tone changed at certain moments, which drawer he opened the second he walked into the house, how he placed his phone face down at a particular angle. I had been watching all of this for years, quietly. Our 10 years passed in a way that made us look stable from the outside. A team at PTA meetings, the perfect couple at church potlucks, and the same perfectly curated smiles on Facebook. People assumed our life was smooth. But they didn't know why our kitchen felt so silent at night. Or why we looked so lifeless saying goodbye to each other in the mornings. I knew. I carried the weight of it every single day. The night I'm about to describe seemed ordinary. We were at a friend's anniversary dinner, one of those gatherings where people brag about their achievements and slip in little barbs wrapped in laughter. I tried my best to just eat, participate as little as possible, and get the evening over with. But that didn't happen. One of our friends casually asked me, "So how's the work-from-home bookkeeping thing going?" He always called it a cute little side gig. I simply said it was going fine. At that exact moment, my husband laughed and said, "Oh please, she's basically a stay-at-home wife who plays with numbers. If she didn't have my income, she'd be lost." He emphasized the word lost. Then he laughed, a kind of laugh that shrinks a person down. Everyone else followed with those awkward laughs people use when they don't know how not to join in. I took a sip of my water and folded my napkin. I couldn't speak, and honestly, I didn't want to. A cold emptiness spread inside me. I just watched him call me a useless housewife, as if we hadn't spent a decade together, as if I hadn't pitched in on the mortgage, as if I hadn't handled every school project, load of laundry, grocery run, and doctor's appointment by myself. On the drive home, he didn't apologize. He just flipped through radio stations like nothing had happened. I sat in the passenger seat staring at the passing streetlights, my hand resting against the cold window. I knew the night was about to take a different turn, but I kept my expression calm. Quiet, like always. When we got home, he left his phone in the bedroom and went to shower. I don't know why, but something inside me sharpened, like a switch flicked on. Suddenly everything felt clearer. I never snoop. I don't invade privacy. But that night, I picked up his phone. I already knew the passcode. People forget that a woman who spends 10 years by your side remembers your hand movements, your pins, your habits. I opened his email. Then his banking app. And there it was, an account I had never heard of. The kind people don't mention. Monthly deposits, cash withdrawals, payments to names I didn't recognize. I opened a spreadsheet, noted the details, and stared at the screen for a long time, as if a puzzle I'd been trying to solve for years had suddenly completed itself. I didn't make any rash decisions. I simply sent him a text, "I saw the account. We'll talk in the morning." Then I went downstairs, loaded the dishwasher, put the leftover Costco rotisserie chicken into a container, and spent the rest of my night doing ordinary things. No drama. No raised voice. He recognized the change in me the next morning, not from anything I said, but from the silence. He came downstairs holding his phone, face pale, eyes swollen as if he hadn't slept. The moment he looked at me, tears started falling. Maybe it hit him that he had crossed a line that night. Maybe he realized I had seen the truth. Or maybe he finally sensed that I was no longer the woman he could easily manipulate. I didn't yell. I just asked, calm as ice, "How long?" He couldn't give a straightforward answer. His words came out in fragments, excuses, weak explanations, guilt layered on guilt. I didn't interrupt. I didn't comfort him. I just listened, the way an accountant listens to a client who already knows his numbers don't add up. When he finally ran out of words, I told him, "We'll separate finances starting today. I'll move some of my work back to the office. I'll handle the kids' schedule. You can have Friday nights. And, whatever this account is, you'll disclose it legally." He didn't argue. Maybe for the first time, he saw my strength, the strength I had never needed to show before. 2 weeks later, we were in a counselor's office. Not chasing love, not fueled by hate, just approaching things practically. I didn't do retail therapy, didn't post vague quotes on social media. Instead, I built boundaries. Opened my own checking account. Strengthened my credit. Took my small bookkeeping business full-time. Same neighborhood, same PTA meetings, same grocery runs, but with a different kind of confidence. My marriage didn't shatter completely. It changed shape. Like an old house that gets renovated, broken walls taken down, the foundation rebuilt. Some things ended. Blind trust, the comforting lie that I was valued. And some things began, my independence, my financial clarity, my peace. I still live with him. But he doesn't look at me the way he used to. And I see myself more clearly than ever. I know exactly who I am. And I know I was never useless. Not then. Not ever.